Thanks for chilling with us today, everyone. It is Andrew here from IDB with the Brydge for the iPad Pro. Brydge has been out a while, and there's kind of some tumultuous times that they've had, but they are back in full force, and they've had a lot of great products, specifically this new one here for the iPad Pro. We have the iPad Pro 12.9 inch. This is definitely the biggest one that they make. It is kind of a behemoth, but so is that iPad Pro. What makes Brydge a little bit different than other ones out there on the market is they kind of try to make your iPad mimic your MacBook. It literally looks like a MacBook keyboard, and when it's attached, it might as well be a MacBook for the most part, other than the OS and the fact that you're on an iPad instead of a MacBook. They even have a bunch of different utility and option keys along the top, a Siri button below, and even command, option, and control keys. So really, when you're using this, you can really use it almost like a MacBook. On the bottom of the unit itself are 4 little rubber feet, so you won't actually have your iPad sliding around when it's on your table or your desk or even your lap, depending on what you're typing on. And one of my favorite features is the hinges on this. They work really well. They open and close easily, and they have this little silicone pad on the inside, which technically can be swapped out like they have been in the past and allowed to work with newer versions of the iPad, so you don't actually have to go buy another one. If it's just a slightly different shape or thickness, those can kind of be adjusted with the different silicone inserts for those hinges. They're also really strong. You can actually kind of pick up your iPad and shake it, and it still won't actually come undone. But when you do need to remove it, it slides out really easily. On the top right hand corner are 3 different keys, the power, Bluetooth, and battery buttons to see actually your battery life and turn it on and off. There are other function keys that are useful, like lock, turning on the backlit on the keys, which is really nice. You can adjust that. Many of them you can't adjust. And of course, there's screen brightness to adjust on your iPad. Apple has also made it a concerted effort to add more shortcuts to iOS. So for instance, you can use a bunch of things you would have in the past, like Command Tab to switch applications. You can control or Command X to cut, Command C to copy, V to paste, use I, U, B to underline, bold, italic text. Just many of the keyboard functions you would on your MacBook, you can use here in iOS with some of the newer versions that they've put out. Typing on the Brydge is also really smooth. The keys feel a little bit soft to me, I guess is how I would describe them, but overall it does feel very solid, and they definitely have some movement compared to other keyboards like Apple's they put in the past that are kind of really thin and you don't really have much movement there. Unfortunately, you do still have to charge it using micro USB instead of Lightning. That is one thing I would have liked to see, is maybe charging this over Lightning, or in fact charging it over that smart connector that many others are starting to use. Another small downside that I noticed is it's a little bit hard to open it up. They don't have that little notched cutout like they do on actual MacBooks. As I said, these hinges, while they look kind of like they're just kind of stuck on there, they actually hold very well, and you can easily pick it up and move it around. When it comes to iPad Pro keyboards, there's a lot of them out there, but I really feel that's one accessory that I definitely need, because it really allows me to make this into a pro device, being able to type more reasonably, even doing things like coding that I wouldn't have been able to do in the past on a soft or really smaller keyboard. So I really like the full size of this one. If you'd like to pick one up for yourself, you can find a link below in the description for the bigger one as well as all their smaller ones. Please give this video a thumbs up, go ahead and subscribe, and until next time, this is Andrew for IDB.